Yesterday, everybody was talking about the fact that Jim Ryan was retiring, and today I thought I would revisit that story to talk about some of the industry reactions we saw after the announcement was officially released, because it was a little bit of a rumor for about an hour, and then it was officially announced. Let's get right into it, including the reaction from Phil Spencer. So if you missed it, there's a big management restructure happening at Sony Entertainment. Here's the initial press release where they announced that Jim Ryan is retiring, and Kenichiro Yoshida commented. You can go check out my first video if you want to see more about that. But today we are here for the reaction. So shortly after that posted, Jim Ryan made a post of his own thanking the community and fans for the support over the years. And here is the other blog post. Jim Ryan, president and CEO, announces retirement after 30 years with Sony Interactive Entertainment. Thank you to the PlayStation community. Jim Ryan writes, as you will see today in the news, I have announced my retirement after nearly 30 years at Sony Interactive Entertainment. I did not take this decision lightly, and I absolutely love SIE and our community. But of late, I've been finding it increasingly difficult to strike the right balance between having my home in the UK and my job in the United States. As mentioned in the press release, I will continue my role as president and CEO until March 2024. Effective April 1st, 2024, Hiroki Totoki will be appointed interim CEO of SIE while he continues his current role at Sony Group Corporation. I feel humbled at having the opportunity to lead a company delivering products that touch millions of lives, from award-winning games to the incredibly immersive technical achievements delivered with PlayStation 5. I'm immensely proud of what we have achieved and very optimistic for the future of Sony Interactive Entertainment. From my beginning in Europe, it was clear that Sony had built something truly special. Generations later, I am still amazed by the excitement and passion of the PlayStation community. It is thanks to you that we have been able to keep innovating and delivering even greater experiences. Since 1994, generations of gamers have inspired us to be better, to push the boundaries, and the results have been incredible. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, for what it's worth, I think Jim Ryan is being truthful. A lot of people have talked about, like, is something else going on here? This is sort of an interesting timing with the industry having massive layoffs at other companies. I might do a story about that. Jim Ryan announced he's stepping down, but I don't believe Sony is being hit with any layoffs that I've read yet as of this recording. And honestly, with all the travel he had to do for the role, I do think there is some legitimacy to his claim of just like, hey, I'm in my 50s. I think he's in his 50s, and I'm rich, so bye. Like, it's going to be interesting to see what happens given the legacy that he has laid out for his successor, how successful they're going to be if Sony ends up pivoting their strategies. I don't think Jim Ryan is like a terrible person or anything like that. I just don't agree with a lot of the business practices that he implemented under his leadership. But there's a saying, the devil you know is better than the one you don't. So potentially whoever comes in next, they're going to have changes that potentially we don't like, potentially gamers don't like, and that person will be stacked up against Jim Ryan's successes, because no matter what you think about Jim Ryan, he is an incredibly successful businessman. There is no denying the massive success PlayStation has had during the tenure of Jim Ryan's leadership. So here's the post from PlayStation, just continuing on real quick. Before I get to it, though, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell if you want to know my content goes live, and hit that like button if you're already subscribed. Here's the post from PlayStation. Jim Ryan thanks the PlayStation community as he announces his plans to retire from Sony Interactive Entertainment in March 2024. Pio says, join the player celebration. I don't think the players really hated Jim Ryan particularly. Like, Jim Ryan's 30 years at PlayStation was the strongest years of PlayStation for better or for worse. Like, they launched the new console. They had a massively successful sale rate. So seeing Pio out there celebrating it, I'm a little surprised by the reaction, but whatever, man, it's up to him. Here's Phil Spencer's comment really quick. Phil Spencer said, Jim Ryan has been a great contributor to our industry and a fierce leader for PlayStation. I wish him the best in what he does next. Thank you for all you've done for the community over the last 30 years, Jim. I'm going to hit like on that and I'm going to hit repost. Now, remember, this is Phil Spencer coming out and leaving what seems like a very positive comment about Jim Ryan. He does say the word fierce after their communications behind the scenes that were leaked out during the FTC trial. It is interesting, an interesting choice of words, but I don't think it's crazy to remark that Jim Ryan certainly was a fierce competitor. I mean, he hammered Microsoft and Xbox during his tenure for sure. For Phil to tweet that, Phil always taking the high road. Definitely got to respect that from Phil Spencer. Stein, who also works over at Xbox, he posted, Jim Ryan spent 30 years of his life dedicated to helping bring the joy of gaming to others and deserves the utmost respect and honor of that legacy. Thanks for everything. As a PlayStation fan and a gaming fan, I wish you the best, sir. You know, there's a lot of people out there talking about how, oh, this is probably tied to the Activision Blizzard case. And I'm probably one of the people that are like, this seems like very interesting timing given everything else going on. But there's also the other side of it where you got to look at it and just say, you know what? Under the 30 years when Jim Ryan was running the company, we got a lot of great games. We got the Spider-Man games. We got the Ratchet and Clank revival over there. What else? Ghost of Tsushima. That's now a PlayStation-owned studio, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Returnal was released. They purchased Housemarque. They started purchasing these companies, which I believe was a smart strategy. One of the decisions I'm a little concerned about as Jim Ryan exits is the 10 live service games that are being spun up from nothing. And it's going to be interesting to see where that dust settles. But if you look at the roadmap, it's been pretty good eats for PlayStation fans for a long, long time. Derek Strickland chimes in with a few facts for himself. Under Jim Ryan's leadership, PlayStation delivered major milestones like record-breaking revenue, $26.9 billion in financial year 2022. New operating income highs, $3.091 billion in financial year 20. Major acquisitions, Bungie and Nixies. I don't know if Nixies is a major acquisition, but Bungie definitely is. 41.7 million PS5 shipments. I think the last public number was 40 million, so I don't know where he's getting 41.7, but still an astounding accomplishment for Jim Ryan during his tenure at Sony PlayStation. I don't have a lot of spicy hot takes. This video was meant to be just talking about Jim Ryan and the legacy that he leaves behind, to follow up, because I knew that there would be a lot discussed after the last video where we sort of had, well, I had my live basically initial reaction to the news as I read that press release. But long and the short of it is, if you really look at what he accomplished a lot of great things for gamers and for gaming. And with the exception of this whole Activision Blizzard Call of Duty stuff, I think Jim Ryan can look back on a pretty darn good run of 30 years at PlayStation. Thanks for watching, everybody. That is my hot take video. Sorry, not a lot of hot takes in this one. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next over at PlayStation, especially over the next few years. Hit that like button if you're already subscribed. Thank you so much to the members for supporting the channel. I really do appreciate you becoming a member. So if you want to do that, you can hit that join button right down there. I should probably update this placeholder screen because it's like my video from March 25th, 2021. And I just use it as a display of, hey, there's where the join button was. I don't even know if it's moved. But before I go check out the video from yesterday, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now, everybody.